hold on. Just warm up your mouth for cheering, your temporals for the information you're going to receive, because this is like drinking out of a fire hose, which is how I live my life, and it's awesome. So let's drink together, celebrate, let's stand to our feet, let's build the energy, and let's give it up for the first doctor, the doctor of the Hollywood stars, Dr. Mata. Let's give it up. Come on, bring the heat.
All right. Doesn't Dr. Matt look like a GQ model? Right? Doesn't he? Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Oh, and Dr. Kelly, doesn't he look like the James Bond of chiropractic presidents? Right? He's always so dapper. Yes. Well, we're going to have fun this morning. We're going to start with some laughs. Are you guys ready to laugh a little bit? Have some fun?
I told you when I met her. My back is killing me. You gotta go to my chiropractor. He's the best.
Oh, yeah, everybody's guy is the best.
I'm gonna make an appointment for you. We'll go together.
Please, they don't do anything.
Mr. Costanza,
Yeah.
the doctor will see you now.
Yeah, doctor. I'm gonna have to wait in that little room all by myself, aren't I? I better take this. I hate the little room. Oh, hello, doctor.
So, how was it?
I was in there for 2 minutes. He didn't do anything. Touch this, feel that, $75.
Well, it's a first visit.
What's $75? What, am I seeing Sinatra in there? Am I being entertained? I don't understand this. I'm only paying half.
You can't do that.
Why not?
He's a doctor. You gotta pay what he says.
Oh, no. I pay what I say.
Because I can't stop thinking about it.
I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm wonderful. I never felt better in my whole life.
Good. And I'll tell you what. You don't have to pay me back the $35 I gave to the chiropractor for the rest of your bill.
You paid that crook?
I had to.
He didn't do anything, Jerry. It's a scam. Who told you to do
It
that?
was embarrassing to me.
Oh, I was trying to make a point.
Why don't you make a point with your own doctor?
You know,
What's wrong?
I think I swallowed a fly.
Oh.
So clearly George Costanza doesn't like chiropractors, right? And George Costanza, if you watch the series Seinfeld, he's pretty much of an idiot, right? He pretends he's an architect or a marine biologist, so nobody to really take advice. So he is basically an idiot. But I'll tell you who's a really smart man. He's a very intelligent man. His name is Jason Alexander, and he is the actor who plays George Costanza. And there he is getting adjusted right before he goes on the People's Choice Award, right? And here he is again at the HBO Comedy Awards show with the little beard. And guess who else likes chiropractic? Dustin Hoffman, model Brooke Burns, John Sally, Rene Russo. Somebody's got to do it, right? Marsha Cross, Amy Grant, Kenny Loggins, Tom Selleck, Eva Mendes, Lance Bass, Lauren Holly, and Hugh Hefner even trusts me with his girls, right? So yeah, that's off my bucket list, adjusting Playboy bunnies at the Playboy Mansion. Yeah, it's clicked off. But it all boils down to moments like this. Now, let me set up this scene right here. So in Hollywood, when there's award shows, Emmys, Grammys, things like this, there's a room much like this one. And there's vendors lined along this room. And these vendors, much like the vendors out there, these vendors are high-end vendors, right? They're high-end watches, high-end sunglasses, purses, exotic vacations, big screen TVs, whatever, any of the glam stuff, really high-end merchandise. And what happens is that it's called a talent gift lounge. And before the talent or celebrities or artists perform or show up on stage, they got to hang out somewhere. So they hang out at this lounge, right? So what they do is they walk into the room and they start here and they get their watch and they go here and they get their free sunglasses and they just walk through all the booths, and literally when they leave, they walk out with a shopping cart full of free stuff, right? It's not fair, right? All these people are so famous they can afford this stuff. But of course, these companies do this in hopes that they wear the watch or the sunglasses, and that's promotion for the company who makes this stuff. So this is what's called the Talent Gift Lounge. Now, I'm in there too, but I don't have all kinds of fancy swag or anything. I'm there right next to the expensive watch guy, next to the expensive purse person. And I have my sign, and I have my chiropractic adjustment table and my hands. And so one day we're all waiting for the celebrities to come in. Everything's set, the room is set. The first celebrity walks in, Dolly Parton. She walks in the room, she lights up the room anywhere she goes, and she makes a beeline right for my table. She sits down, and I said, well, sweetheart, don't you want to walk around and get all the stuff that you're supposed to get here? And she said, oh no, darling, I just got off a long flight, and what I need right now is an adjustment, right? So isn't that cool how somebody like Dolly Parton, who's, by the way, a bazillionaire, who's not a celebrity, she is an icon, right? Valued chiropractic more than anything in that room. And you know what? She is right, because all this stuff she can get any day of the week. So the cool thing about celebrities is that they validate us, because let's say somebody was on the fence about going to a chiropractor in your town, and all of a sudden they open up a tabloid and see Dolly Parton getting adjusted by a chiropractor. All of a sudden that's what they need to sway them to go to a chiropractor. Because if it's good enough for Dolly Parton, it must be good enough for me. So that's what celebrityism is. It's the power of celebrities to say yes to something, and then the public at mass also does the same thing, right? So if you read the bottom, it says, what do you give a gal who has everything? For Dolly Parton, make it a backstage chiropractor. Isn't that cool? Yeah. So I've been very fortunate to adjust the Hollywood elite, the celebrities, for many, many years, well over a decade now. And you know, what I'm doing is nothing new. I'm just following in the footsteps of B.J. Palmer. See, he invented this stuff a long time ago. He figured this out way, way long ago. But back in his day, there was no Angelina Jolie or Brad Pitt or George Clooney or blockbuster hits. There was none of that, but yet he figured out how celebrities had power, and he wanted to use that. So in his day, none of that stuff existed. There was something called vaudeville, right? Now, vaudeville performers were the celebrities, were the megastars of his day, and they had a lot of influence over people. Now, most of you don't know what vaudeville is, but vaudeville was basically comedy and drama shows live on stage, because there was no real television or silver screens. So these troops, these vaudeville troops would perform, would travel from state to state, city to city, and they would perform. They would basically perform in front of audiences at opera houses or theaters, and they would do stand-up bits, and they would fall, and they would just have all kinds of interaction with themselves and even the audience. So these were the celebrities of their day. BJ knew that, and BJ made this proclamation. He only did it for one profession. He only did it one time, and he said this. He said, vaudeville troops of these United States, any office in any town, in any city, a chiropractic office that you may walk into, you can get adjusted for free. And if the chiropractor decides to charge you, tell him to send the bill to me, BJ Palmer in Davenport, Iowa. Right? So what do you think the performers did? What do you think they did? Do you think they took him up on the offer? Yeah, absolutely they took him up on the offer, right? Remember, these vaudeville performers were performing on stage. They were doing physical comedy. They were moving. They were unloading and loading their trucks. Do you think they perhaps needed chiropractic through all their journeys and all their work? And so they moved from city to city, from state to state, right? And do you think that when they were getting adjusted by the local chiropractor in town, that the newspapers wrote a story about them? And do you think that the people read the newspaper and saw, wow, these vaudeville performers are getting adjusted by these new chiropractor guys? It must be, they must be doing something right. Maybe we should get adjusted as well. So BJ did something amazing. He made chiropractic go viral, right? There was no internet, there was no YouTube, but these vaudeville performers, all they did was they spread through the country doing their shows. From one moment to the next, chiropractic was from coast to coast because of these guys. And BJ figured that out. Isn't that clever? Chiropractic went viral because of vaudeville, because of BJ. So let's move on a little bit further into the history of Hollywood, because Hollywood and chiropractic has had a true romance. And there's a lot of cool stories, but in the time I only have maybe to share one. Now, let's move into the silver screen of Hollywood. And this gentleman right here, his name is Bela Lugosi, and he is Dracula, right? So again, it's a different generation, but if you open up the dictionary, and open up to Dracula, you're gonna see Bela Lugosi. Now, Bela Lugosi, he really appreciated chiropractors. Not only did he have a chiropractor in his day, but a lot of celebrities back in those days, movie stars, used to have celebrity, the chiropractor on set with them. They used to travel with him, and Bela Lugosi had his chiropractor, and he traveled everywhere with him. And Bela Lugosi was filming one of his last movies. He was older, he was quite ill, he was an alcoholic, and he had his chiropractor on set with him all the time. And he also was the chiropractor to the director of the movie. His name was Ed Wood. And so, in the middle of the movie, Bela Lugosi passes away, he dies. And Ed Wood, being the nutcase director that he is, he says, "Hey, Dr. Chiropractor, you look a little bit like Bela Lugosi. Go to makeup and wardrobe, and I'll see you in an hour." So, the chiropractor goes to makeup and wardrobe, comes back an hour later, lights, camera, action, and they start filming. And they start filming the mysterious Dracula doing this, right? Everybody thinks he's covering his face to be mysterious. Why do you think he's covering his face? That's right, it's not Bela Lugosi. It's chiropractor Tom Mason. Isn't that cool? So, if you look up Bela Lugosi in any book or anything, you're going to see this guy. But it's not Bela Lugosi. It's our chiropractor buddy right there. And he kept doing this for quite a while. There he is in another movie. So he's always doing this all through the movies, right? I mean, but that's pretty cool. That's just one cool little story. So let's move up a little forward in time. And now we're in modern times here. Now, chiropractic has been depicted on TV many, many times. And here it is. Yes, they poke fun at us. And yes, they might bash us here and there. But what you'll see, what I've seen in all these clips that I've collected throughout the years, is even though they poke fun at us, they still love us, right? It's kind of like when you're a kid and you like a little girl in class, you're always teasing her and poking her, right? You're making fun of her. That's just because you like her, right? So Hollywood has done the same thing with us.
Every one of my friends has a career path except for me. Even Kelso. Kelso! The kid who thinks that NATO is Japanese for Nito.
You know, it's just not fair. I mean, you sleep late, you watch TV all day, the job offer should be rolling in.
Why don't you look into that chiropractic school I suggested? They're having an enrollment seminar. You know, a chiropractor is a very prestigious job, especially if you move someplace where they don't have real doctors.
Well, I guess chiropractor is as good as anything I've come up with. I've wasted an entire year doing absolutely nothing.
Hey, how about a job stating the obvious? Because you're getting really good at that.
So, you'd be a chiropractor, huh? All right, every chick patient that you have to tell her the problem is her tailbone. That way you get to grab around on her butt.
Kelso, I'm doing this because I want to help people. A handful of ass is just a perk.
Dr. Don loves being a chiropractor, and you know why? Because the cosmos has ordained Dr. Don to make people feel good.
Do you get the feeling that Dr. Don writes himself a few too many prescriptions?
No, I think he's cool. And I love the way he calls himself Dr. Don. Eric's impressed.
Within these hands lies an unexplainable magic that melts away the troubles of the world. And Dr. Don will prove it to you by demonstrating on this attractive blonde in the front row.
No, I'm only here to make sure my boyfriend doesn't sneak out to play Space Invaders.
Step on up here, little lady.
Donna, come on. I need to make a good impression. Look, one little medical experiment isn't going to kill you.
Come on. Here we go, right on up here. Yeah. Now, just relax. Dr. Don has been known to cause patients serious joy.
Wow. That felt great.
Uh-oh, I think your tailbone's out of
All right,
whack.
show's over.
So you see, how many cracks did they take on us, right? On the chiropractic profession? There was about 5 of them that I counted. But at the end, what happens to Donna when she gets adjusted? What does she say? Right? Isn't that cool? Sometimes some of these things they show on TV, they're a little bit demeaning, like what you just heard. The lady said, she says, why don't you move to a town that doesn't have a doctor so that way you'll seem like a real doctor, right? Demeaning. And sometimes it gets a little bad.
Appointment.
Oh man, I hate that dentist.
I'm not crazy about him either, but he's the only orthodontist your company will pay for.
Well, I'm going with you this time, because you're too easy on that guy. The only reason he's a dentist is because he couldn't cut it as a doctor.
Well, aren't dentists doctors?
Carmen, this is the way I see it. There's an order for healers. Can't make it as a doctor, you become a dentist. Can't make it as a dentist, become a vet. Can't make it as a vet, you become a chiropractor, then masseuse, then prostitute.
Whoa, did you hear that? We're one click above a prostitute. So there's massage therapists, there's chiropractors, and there's prostitutes? My God, how many don't like that? Does that sound pretty ugly to you? Is that pretty bad? But there's this one thing P.J. Palmer said a long time ago, good publicity, bad publicity, we'll take it all, right? So yeah, that sounded horrible, right? And maybe your patients are watching this, but what they don't know is that somebody gave him his first adjustment backstage, right? So here's George Lopez. He just called us prostitutes, basically. And there he is getting a seated cervical adjustment. What can I tell you, right? So you know what? They can bash us, they can say stuff, they can have fun with us, but trust me guys, Hollywood loves us and that's a good thing. So moving on here, getting to these clips, because these clips are really funny and it's just about having fun this morning. A show called Seinfeld was on for many, many years, right? These guys were making millions of dollars each episode, so this was something that was seen by everybody, including yourselves and your patients.
And I will.
Oh, hey.
Hey. Well, what's with your neck?
It's still killing me from having to get that bike off the wall. By myself.
Well, if it's any consolation, I did get her number.
I think I really strained it. Ow.
Oh, I doubt you strained it. Maybe you pulled it.
Maybe.
Did you twist it? You could have twisted it.
I don't know.
Did you wrench it? Did you jam it? Maybe you squeezed it? Turned it?
You know what? Why don't you just shut the hell up?
All right.
Man, this is killing me right now. I would give that bike to the first person who could make this pain go away.
Oh, you're really hurting, huh?
Oh, Kramer, it's just awful.
Mm-hmm. Well, your arterials have constricted. All right, lean forward. Relax.
What? What?
Encounter shiatsu.
Wait a minute. Kramer, you know what you're doing here?
Oh, yeah. A wise man once taught me the healing power of the body's natural pressure points.
Uh-huh.
He sells T-shirts outside the World Trade Center. He's a genius.
What?
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go. All right. From pain will come pleasure. Yeah. Voila.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Wow. That is unbelievable. That pain is totally gone.
What's even more amazing is his formal training is in pediatrics.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Kramer. Kramer!
Hey!
Ow. God. Is Kramer back from his little joyride yet?
Haven't seen him. How's the neck?
His chiropractic job was a crock. I mean, it's even worse than it was before.
I am surprised. I would think Kramer would have a knack for moving pieces of a person's spine around.
So the message here is, don't let anybody who's not a chiropractor adjust your neck, right? So my message here is that, we are loved not only by our patients, but we're also loved by a very influential group of people in Hollywood known as celebrities. And so when you see stuff like this and they poke fun of us, just remember that your patients love you and Hollywood loves you as well. Thank you.